Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I went down to get a quick snackaroo. We are here live Monday, August 10th, and we will talk about the market. What's going on with the market today? Well, we do have a big bubble that might be ready to burst right behind me. So let's go ahead and get into it. But first of all, if you guys are new to my channel, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so we can go ahead and get you guys alerted when I go live for awesome videos like this. All right. This week, I do have a sale going on. 43% off. Hello, Bat Scientist, on my watch list. If you go to cjanetrade.com, just up in the upper right-hand corner, you will see it, and it is with gift. A little gift for you guys. Go ahead and lock in. Hey, Kareem. Right up here on the, right here, just in the shop, and use gift as a 43% off code all throughout the week. All right, hold on one second. Let me just hit mute here. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the SPY for today. Well, I mentioned it earlier. Trend Spider is awesome as well. I've got a lot of stuff going in the background, so this might take a little bit of time. All right, so I said, hey, this morning I put it out on Twitter. If you guys, yeah, Jacob, you can. If you guys go ahead and see that the SPY goes ahead and it breaks above this 335.30 level strong, then there's a really good chance that we could be going and heading on up, testing at 337, all the way up potentially to 340 area, maybe even higher, 342 up here. You can see we also have a trend line here as well. The Qs pulled back on the day. Not a surprise, Apple and Microsoft were starting to pull back, but you guys can see it right here. We hit our 200 simple moving average on the 45-minute chart. Didn't quite come down to 264 area, but it bounced from there. So where are we going to end up today? On the SPY, we pulled back fairly well as well. Only hit the 50 simple moving average. Still, that 200 is down at the bottom of the channel here. And we are starting to see we're a little bit lower than the moving averages right here. We're still testing the 21 EMA. I really like that one. And we're at the bottom limits for my, hey, if it breaks below this, which was the high from post-market on the 6th, then maybe we're going to go ahead and pull back. We've had a little bit of a pull down right here. Big buyers just came right on in. So we shall see. Let's put a shorter term little trend line right here. And let's see if we are going to go ahead and close above it and go ahead and scream on up even higher right here. We draw one over here. Let's see. I love drawing these little trend lines. Yeah, once we came in, we had volume up above. So let's see if that one's going to hold true as a resistance area, or are we going to go ahead and break up above? I'm going to go ahead. I have that alert set right here on that 335. I had it 335.30, moved it up to 335.40 now. All right. Looking at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is up as well. Really the only one that's pulling back is NASDAQ or the Qs. It was so far extended. Again, last week you guys heard me talking about it. Didn't think that having a pullback would be abnormal. So Microsoft, we're on that 45-minute chart now. We've gone below here. So are we going to come down and test the lower bounds? Yes, we definitely could, right? We could have this potential move up, a little bit of sideways action, a little down. If we break below 204.50 and we can't hold that, that's also roughly right over here, the upper limits right here, 203.90. If that doesn't hold to the upside, then watch out. We could see a bigger pullback in the market. That might be in relation to as well the stimulus, everything with that. So keep that in mind. I did see some tweets from Trump that Nancy Pelosi and Schumer want to go ahead and come together and talk about what's going on with the stimulus. They want to come to an agreement. Also, the Fed just released new bank reserve requirements for the banks going into October. And the what's interesting is there's a GSIB rate. I don't know what that is, but if you go to my Twitter, you'll see. Let's pull it up really quickly. If you go to my Twitter, you will see that I just posted it, and when we look at it, it's going to take a second here. Pull it up. When we pull up the rates, this GSIB rate, it's quite interesting, right? Just Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, State Street, and Wells Fargo. So some of those bigger names are going to have a larger capital requirement going forward to protect themselves from this downturn that we're dealing with. I mean, Morgan Stanley, seeing that, I don't know, to me that makes me kind of feel like, did these ones really fail the stress test and they are the ones we really need to be cautious about? You know, maybe a good thing would be to potentially diversify your capital. There is a YouTube video I saw, I will link it down below, of a guy that had millions of dollars in his little local bank. 2008 came around, boom, his bank got wiped out. What happened to his money? He lost it, right? So even though they're FDIC insured, what happens if that goes ahead and it crumbles? The entire bank goes bankrupt. What are you going to do? Do you have money set up on the side, right? So be aware of that. And here is my list for the day, actually. So I had Dow as a potential long or short, depending on the levels. And it went ahead and it failed right at open, pulled back. NEO as well. I said, hey, this could be potential long or short. Sure enough, it squeezed right there at open, almost up to 1450. However, you can see this 14 area is really holding as resistance. We do have earnings that are coming up for NEO this week, so please keep that in mind. This could be a run up right before earnings, and it's due to come out, I believe it's tomorrow. So be aware of that, potentially holding it overnight. Twitter as well was on the list for potential long today. And I'm just waiting for it to load. Got a lot of things open. Let me shut this down and shut this down. Try to take some stress off of the processing. So there are some great ones. I'm really a fan of Plug and FCell personally. Full disclosure, in Plug as a longer term investment. Said, hey, if we can go ahead and break above this 12 zone, we had 1175 pre-market. There was a lot of activity for that 1180 area, and then it went ahead and broke it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and move it right on up here. And sure enough, look at all the selling that happened right before $12. Now, are we going to be able to go ahead and hold above? Each morning, I do go ahead and post some stock charts as well with trend lines on it from TrendSpider. So check those out. We've got potential move on up to $17 with Plug here. So if we look back on our daily chart, it's taking a long time to load stuff. You can see that we've got this great upward movement that is happening with the stock chart. So it could have a really nice move to it. Let's look at our 5-year. It's going to go ahead and show us. We've got this nice move. We've gone ahead, you know, I would look at using that 916 as potential support if it were to come all the way back down here. But right now we're in a nice upward trend to it. CCL had a big squeeze today, and I had it as potential long. Hey, if we break this 1430, go ahead and look at this as a potential long. Sure enough, hit the 1530 area, and now it's finding resistance there. Had a big sell-off right there, bearish candle, bearish candlestick pattern. Are we going to go ahead and break above the high right here at 1544? Also, again, I mentioned Microsoft as potential pullback last week. It's being overextended. Apple as well. So Apple shot up to the upside. You could have had 2 trades on Apple today, upside and downside. And now it's sort of hovering in that no trade zone. Facebook, potential short today. Sure enough, it went ahead and followed through right off of that 266.20 area, trend line pullback to the 200 SMA right here. And now we're holding somewhat near this trend line. If we're able to go ahead and hold above here, it looks like we could be continuing with that upward trend going forward with the week. Again, a lot's going to be determined likely good morning, blind trader, with what happens with the stimulus moving forward. Do you guys have any ones in particular that you would like to check out? Let's also look at fuel cell. This is another little mini one, longer term investment that I am looking at. I did have someone ask me about NIO as an electric car maker. And I said, listen, you know what? Tesla is very different than NIO and Lee, in my opinion, because Tesla took over Solar City. So it is a bit of a utility solar company as well as a car maker. So also looking in that sector, we've got fuel cell for the fuel cells for cars, and also plug for all the electric charging stations that are going to be going up to expand that electric car market. So those are two that I'm looking at potentially longer term, in my opinion, as potential long-term holdings. All right, so I am going to be really quick, wrap it up today. If you guys have not already checked out the sale on my website, go to cjandtrade.com. If you'd like to go ahead and subscribe to my watch list, use GIFT as the promo code to get 43% off for this week. It is my birthday on Saturday, so giving you guys a little gift. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach me at jane@cjandtrade.com. All right, everyone, Carpe Profit. See you guys tomorrow at 12:15, and I will also be releasing a video at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, so check that one out as well. Have a great afternoon. Bye.